Aloha, everyone. We're coming to you with an urgent safety brief for our entire community across Hawaii. The date is March 21st, 2026, and we really need to talk about some serious weather hazards that are impacting all of the islands right now.
We're going to start with the most critical situation, which is unfolding right now on Oahu. And I want to be crystal clear. These are not my words. This is a direct quote from an official HNL alert that is being sent out as we speak. It says, in all caps, take action, evacuate now.
Okay, so here are the details you need to know for our ohana on Oahu. If you live in Waialua or Haleiwa, please listen closely. An immediate evacuation order has been issued. This is for all of Waialua, from Auiaweo Beach Park all the way to Thompson Corner. It also includes Haleiwa Town out to Kauai Lower Road, but specifically on the Makai, the ocean side of the bypass. So why is this happening? After days and days of nonstop rain, the Oahu Department of Emergency Management is warning that the Wahiawa Dam, which is 120 years old, is at risk of what they are calling imminent failure. The water levels are just dangerously high, and that creates a life-threatening situation for anyone and everyone downstream. To really understand what we're talking about, just look at this picture. This is the Wahiawa Dam in central Oahu, and that huge body of water behind it, that's the reservoir. The communities in the evacuation zone, Waialua and Haleiwa, are directly downstream from all of that. The amount of pressure that water is putting on the dam is just immense, which is why this is so serious. And here's the technical reason why everyone is so worried. According to the Department of Land and Natural Resources, the dam itself is officially rated in poor overall condition. But the key problem is the spillway. You can think of it like the dam's emergency drain. Well, that drain is just too small for this much water. Officials are concerned the dam could actually be overtopped, meaning water could spill right over the top of the entire structure. And these photos, wow, they really tell the story, don't they? On the left, you see the whole spillway structure, and you can tell it's old. But then look at the picture on the right. That's a tape measure across a pretty significant crack in the concrete. When you put that together with the incredible force of all this water, well, you can see why all the alarm bells are ringing. Okay, so the dam on Oahu is obviously the most urgent crisis, but it's all part of a much bigger weather event. The culprit behind all this is a powerful Kona low storm system that's just sitting on top of the islands. And because of that, the National Weather Service has put a flood watch in effect for the entire state. And when they say statewide, they mean it. Nobody is left out. The flood watch covers every single island, from Ni'ihau all the way over to the Big Island. And what's really important to understand is that the ground is already like a wet sponge. It just can't soak up any more rain. That means the risk of flash flooding is incredibly high right now, everywhere. Now, on top of that big statewide watch, a couple of our islands are dealing with their own unique problems. So if you're on Maui or the Big Island, this next part is especially for you. First, let's talk about Maui County, which means Maui and Lanai. You folks are under a flood advisory. That's a step up. It means flooding isn't just a possibility, it could already be happening on roads and low-lying areas. Then, over on Hawaii Island, you've got this wild contrast. Up on the summits of Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa, it's a completely different world. They're under a winter storm watch. You know, officials on Maui get it. They know everyone is just exhausted by all this weather. I thought this quote from the MMA administrator really hit home. He said, "We recognize that many in our community are still recovering and maybe feeling fatigued or concerned." It's so true. We're all feeling it. But we just have to hang in there, stay vigilant, and please check on your kupuna and your neighbors. And let's go back to the Big Island summits for a second. The National Weather Service is being very clear. This is not the kind of pretty snow you go visit. We're talking heavy snow, severe ice, and winds that could literally knock you off your feet. It's an absolute no-go zone up there. Please stay away from the summits until this all passes, and officials say it's safe. Okay, I know this next part is going to sound a little strange, especially with all this talk about flooding, but we have to talk about fire, because the danger doesn't just stop when the rain does. In fact, a whole new threat is waiting right around the corner. So here's the question we all want an answer to, right? Once this rain finally stops, are we in the clear? And the answer, unfortunately, is a hard no. And this picture is why. It's a cruel irony of living here in Hawaii. The very same storm system that's causing all this flooding is also setting the stage for a much higher risk of wildfire once things finally dry out. So how does that even work? How does rain lead to fire? Well, let's connect the dots. First, all that saturated soil makes it way easier for trees to fall over, maybe onto a power line. And there's your spark. Second, you still have the high winds from this Kona storm. That's what can spread a fire incredibly fast. And third, all this rain makes invasive grasses grow like crazy. And as soon as they dry out, they become a sea of dangerous fuel. It's truly a vicious cycle. Okay, I know that's a lot of heavy information, so let's shift gears to the most important part, what we can all do to keep our ohana safe through all of this. Let's walk through the official guidance. If you hear those all-hazard warning sirens go off, the first thing to do is just stay calm. Haima has a really simple 3-step plan. Step 1, get inside and turn on a local radio or TV station. Step 2, check your phone for that wireless emergency alert with instructions. And step 3, this one is so important, get the information first before you do anything. Don't just jump in the car, wait for official instructions on what to do. And for any flooding, there is one phrase from the National Weather Service that could save your life. Please remember this. Turn around, don't drown. I'm going to say it again. Turn around, don't drown. Never, ever try to drive through a flooded road. That water is almost always deeper and moving faster than you think it is. It's just not worth the risk. And listen, if you need help, if you've been evacuated, if your home is flooded, if you need food or shelter, there is support available. The number to remember is 211. Just dial 211 from anywhere in Hawaii, and they will connect you with the resources you need. And one last really critical point. This whole situation is changing by the hour. So please make sure you're getting your information from trusted official sources. That means the National Weather Service and your local county's emergency management or civil defense agency. Social media can be full of rumors and old information. For your safety, stick to the official channels. We want to leave you with one more tool that you can use right now. This is the Kahu Ola Live Hazard Map. You can pull it up on your phone or computer to see real-time updates. Please be safe out there. I mala mala pono. Take care of one another, Hawaii. You can find that map at kahuaola.org.